I listened to your podcast today. I don't overlap a little too much, but I am going to ask you a couple things.
Oh yeah. Other side of sports, we here.
Oh yeah. Hey, welcome back, Harold Laws. Harold Laws.
What's up, man?
Been a long time.
It has. I'm glad to be here.
All right. I wanted to ask you a couple questions while we get started because it's been a while since the last time. So, how's the health? I know you the ankle.
Yeah, man. I tore my Achilles, but you can't keep a young brother down, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm healed. My sister called me Wolverine because she's my healing, how quickly I heal. You know, it hasn't been too long, but I'm walking now. Doctor has me no restrictions.
All right.
Physical therapy twice a week. I'm getting there, man.
That's good. You got any little ones I should know about coming on?
Not yet, man. We working on it, bro. we really working on it. So hopefully in the next couple months or so, I'll be able to have some good news.
Oh, nice. Because Tony beat Diane.
Yeah, man. Tony beat the whole crew. Tony ain't waste no time. Man.
Yeah, Tony 2Gs. I wanted to ask you a little background. So, what made you want to get into like podcasting? Because I know like you got me into doing it because my writing is horrible, so I can't. I couldn't blog. So you got me into do it before we started getting into sports and everything.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. I mean, for me, it was feeling like I wasn't heard. Mm-hmm. So I'm one of those guys. I've always listened to radio in the local towns. Always follow sports, and I tried to call into the radio station. I did. I called in, and this is a long time ago. I guess they had RG3 on the team, and it was the Redskins, of course, because that's the only thing that makes me so upset where I have to call in. But
the Wizards didn't, or was this back then?
I had already had my expectations set low for the Wizards, but by this time, I was just calling in. I was answering a question, and I just remember them just being dismissive to me.
Oh,
and they're just like, "Oh no," and just basically invalidated my point. So it kind of like struck me because me, Dan. If I got something to say, I know how to convey it in a way where it can be received and clearly, spoken about.
Yeah.
And so that jump, they just dismissed me. And so the thing that let me know that I should start my own podcast was that the rest of that day, people were like, "Hey, I heard you on the radio," and they were like, "Oh man, you had a really good point. I don't know why they weren't trying to hear you. You know what I'm saying? I thought you made a good point." And so it kind of that was the spark.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what it takes to do it, and then just started doing it. You know, and then the rest is history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad. Thank you. You got me into it. I'm not nearly. I'm still on the low level right now. So we're working.
Look, you're ahead. You trust me. You're not low level. I'm trying to tell you. For those who want to start a podcast at some point, I know a lot of people think it's a popular thing now.
It does take a little bit to get started.
It does.
Funds to get started is the hard part.
It does, but the consistency, sticking with it, and
don't have a kid right after you start running. By the way, don't.
So you're in the minority because most people, if you look at the majority, it's like a football career. Like they say, 3 years is a football career,
depending on the position.
Depending on the position. So like podcasting, like if you make it past 6 months podcasting, you graduated. Yeah. So congratulations, bro.
Thank you. All right. Well, now that I got you here, and you clearly got the skin stuff on,
I had to represent, bro. I had to.
I couldn't. I just like to keep my cap stuff in the background, but we're still in mourning right now. So
of course, yeah.
But I know you covered this a little bit, but I want to know your thoughts on the picks, the Redskins draft picks this year. Of all of them they picked, so I got them up just in case you needed to remember them.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I like all of the picks.
Okay.
Well.
Some of the tail end ones could always be.
I like I changed that. I like what the Redskins did in the draft.
Okay.
I think that they came in, they had a really good game plan. They didn't botch it by jumping ahead or trying to trade up.
Again.
You said what?
They didn't RG3 themselves again.
They didn't RG3 themselves. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. Yeah. I felt like they were patient. I felt like they had a game plan. I felt like, the guys that they were targeting, we actually could pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would have been interesting to see if like Dwayne Haskins wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then what would the Redskins have done? Because I think that would have been like a failure
Yeah.
at that point. But you know, Dwayne Haskins, I think he'll be a good addition to the team if he's managed correctly. You never know with this organization how they're going to handle the quarterback position. But, you know, seeing as they have Case Keenum on the roster and they still have Cole McCoy and we still have Alex Smith, you know, hopefully he doesn't have to be rushed.
Yeah. Well, they said that he could learn from them. So, I mean, those people at least. I mean, I don't know how much Colt is going to learn from Colt, but I mean, there's a chance to learn something from Colt. Case
he's going to learn something.
Yeah.
You know, learn how to be a pro. You know, he's been a pro in the league for some time now. So, I think the situation is good for Dwayne Haskins. I think it's a good situation. You know, him not getting picked where he thought, I guess, by the Giants, that actually motivates him. So, you know, I think that's a good thing. And we got a lot of quarterback people in the building. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You got Doug Williams. You got Jay Gruden. You got
Theismann's always going to throw his word.
It's just a lot of people who can tutor Dwayne Haskins. Of course, I love Montez Sweat. I think it's a great.
I was shocked.
Addition.
I was a little shocked that they even traded back at first. It was like the Colts were up right, and I was like I was laying on the couch. I was like winding down. I'm like, all right, it's getting late. I'm gonna go to bed. And all of a sudden it was like Colts trade, and it didn't pop up yet. And then I saw Twitter, and I was like, what?
I was boosted.
Traded back in.
You know, it's just
so it makes Preston Smith like not so missable now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And this dude he's a specimen. He's special. Yeah. You know, 4.4 speed, DN. Like
he's a outside linebacker, right? They're gonna move him out.
They going. I mean,
I think
because you know we run a 3-4, so
true.
They'll run him. They'll use him like they use Preston Smith. I'm sure.
Probably. Yeah.
But to have him to get him in the first round. So we just when I look at a draft, I'm saying, are we getting better? Are we making our team better? Are we adding pieces to make the team better?
Yeah.
And in the first round, Redskins were doing that. They added a pass rusher, which you can never have too many of. You added a quarterback that you can kind of groom for the future. You know, the Alex Smith thing is kind of 50-50.
You don't have to throw him to the wolves right away.
You don't have to throw him to the wolves right away. We're not in a desperate situation, but yet you got a guy you can kind of build off of. I like the Terry McLaurin. You know, this was, of course, they picked him to appease Haskins because that's his guy. And I guess they're like, oh, if we get him one guy that he likes or from his team, that the chemistry will be there. You know, fine. I don't think he was the best guy on the board at the time they picked him. Personally, I would have rather have Hakeem Butler or somebody that could really, you know, be dynamic, a higher ceiling. But I think he fills in admirably for where we lost Jamison Crowder last year.
Well, isn't that what Trey whatchamacallit? What's the little white dude? Quinn? Trey Quinn?
Trey Quinn.
Yeah, isn't that what he's supposed to be kind of?
I mean, we'll see.
If he can stay healthy.
If he can stay healthy, you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
But you got a guy, he runs 4.4, 4.3 speed. You know, he's straight line speed. Right. But he's good, man. Then you got Bryce Love, who had the ACL, but now he's coming back. I like him. We had the luxury to be able to pick him. He doesn't have to rush back. Another guy who's coming off an injury, but doesn't have to rush back. And then the rest, outside of Kelvin Harmon, I think, was just a stud.
He's the one that's like 6'2", 220, 210, something like that.
Good hands, solid.
I wanted a big receiver. Yeah. I thought they might go for Metcalf. I thought maybe. I thought
that was a possibility. But I'm sure they had him on the board.
Yeah,
I'm sure they had him on the board.
I wouldn't want to see Jay Gruden dress him shirtless like Pete Carroll did.
Yeah, so, you know, they try to cover the bases, got some offensive linemen and stuff.
So with all these picks over here, which one do you think will have the biggest impact this coming year?
The biggest impact?
I mean, granted, not all of them are probably most likely going to play. I mean, the guards might maybe fit in there.
I guess the obvious answer would be Dwayne Haskins because I think that they'll try to mold the future around him.
True.
I believe. And he'll be here for some time. So, you know, he'll have the most impact, negative or positive, on the team. So, you know, just where he picked. Yeah. But I think when you look at this draft class and you say, you know, where did the Skins hit?
Yeah.
And this guy is special. I'll have to say Montez Sweat.
Right.
I mean, you know, he was projected as a top 5 pick. I know he had the heart issue thing.
They said he's clear, but
but he's clear. But I mean, he was frying in college with the heart. I mean, what kind of heart he got? Give me that heart, bro, so I can fry like that.
I guess he is gonna get thrown to the wolves, though. He's not gonna get the chance to.
Yeah, they gonna put him straight into the fire, bro. Straight in. But I think he'll have impact right away, especially with the guys we got.
True.
Payne and
Allen,
bro. We got a nice little upfront squad.
Yeah. So before I another question about this, do you think either of these guards could maybe compete to move out Laval out of the left spot? Because I know Laval can't stay healthy either.
So I like Martin. Martin is okay. I mean, from the tape that I watch, because each year we do evaluations. We watch tape.
I heard some of them. Yeah.
So from the tape that I watch, I think that there'll be pieces. To me, I don't think that happens this year.
Okay.
I think that happens down the line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can never have too many offensive linemen.
True. But we proved that last year. But how many?
They're going to get hurt, bro. You just know they
Morgan Moses is going.
So you need guys that are in the trenches, and I think they'll be solid pros. I don't expect them to be Pro Bowlers or Hall of Famers or anything like that, but they'll be contributors.
All right. So next one I want to say is when both are healthy, do you think Geis and Love could be the next Ingram and Kamara?
So
when they're both healthy in a year or so, maybe.
No.
Okay. All right.
Kamara is the best running back in the league. Okay, so that's the only reason why I'm saying no. Not that
not Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon's not up there.
Melvin Gordon is okay, but Bryce Love, Geis. I think Geis will be good for us, but let's be honest, Dan. We've never really been a run-based team. We've never
not since Steven Davis, maybe.
Yeah,
Porter, maybe.
Yeah, we've never really had a solid run. It's always been spotty.
Yeah,
and so I think while they'll help the development of Dwayne Haskins and stuff. I mean, as long as Jay is the coach, we'll always be more pass happy than run happy. But I think they will be solid running backs.
All right. Cam Sims, is he gonna stay healthy enough to be important at all this year?
You say
Cam Sims. He was kind of the tall receiver we had last year. They thought in the preseason he got hurt. He was the tall guy, the only tall guy we really had.
The fact that I'm having to ask you who again? No, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Who knows? I'm more concerned about Doxson.
True.
They didn't extend his option, so
could it be a you got to prove it for us to sign if we want to sign you? Because I think it's smart to not give it to him. Because then say he has another year like he had last year, finishing 100 something in the league or 50 something in the league and catches.
Yeah, we've always been bad with wide receivers as an organization.
Don't remind me.
When was the last? Deshaun Jackson? Even Pierre Garçon was.
Yeah, even he was spotty.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm not.
I don't know. It's not yet. Well, this kind of leads to my next point. When I asked about Sims because the catching start. So I heard the other day that Kyle Rudolph is on the block. Would you trade Jordan Reed for Kyle Rudolph?
They both get hurt all the time.
But isn't Reed I don't know if he's in last year of his contract. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is...
no's a fine answer. I just don't know. I just don't know.
I wouldn't do that.
I just know Jordan Reed, I feel like...
Would you do it on fantasy?
Fantasy? Probably.
You probably do it.
I've been burned by Jordan Reed a couple times.
I have too. I had him last year, and I was like, I'm just thinking he's going to stay healthy this year. He'll be able to hold it down. That was a fail.
I'm tired of having to pick up Vernon Davis as my handcuff for him.
Look, man. Fantasy wise, I'm staying away from.
I forgot to introduce you as the Black Matt Berry. I forgot.
I know, right?
I forgot to introduce the Guru.
Guru, right? Yeah. I'm gonna stay. I wouldn't make that trade. Right. I think when Jordan Reed is Jordan Reed,
true.
He's top 5 in the league, but it's just his health. You're always holding your breath, concussions, ankle. I mean, this dude is a soft batch cookie, dog. He just can't.
Would you say he's 10 ply?
Yeah,
it's super soft.
Yeah, super soft. Charmin soft.
Oh, lordy. All right. Well, so with all that. What do you think the Skins record prize is going to be next year?
I love these early predictions.
Well,
man.
I mean, this is obviously clear early. We don't know what's going to happen in preseason. We don't even know if we'll have how the quarterback's going to do, if the line can hold up to protect the quarterback. I mean,
so I'm gonna go
because then that way, if it's real off, I can yell at you later.
So I'm gonna go 7-9.
7-9. All right.
And the only reason I'm going 7-9 is not because I don't think they could do better, but I think that there's gonna be some tentativeness with the quarterback situation, and you know, who knows how many games Case Keenum will play before they decide to go to Dwayne Haskins. Who knows if Dwayne Haskins even plays this year? Like, it's just a lot of unknowns with that. And you know, like I know, in this league, your quarterback has to be, like, you have to know who's going to play your quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know that. You're guessing. So
yeah.
I think that they could do as good as 9-7. But I realistically think they'll be 7-9.
I'm gonna go 6. Just to join with you in prediction. I'm gonna go 6-10. Just okay. I don't want them to be, but
yeah.
I mean, we were like the Maryland of quarterbacks last year.
Now if they come out the gate 4-0 or something like that, then I'll be like, hold on, I'm gonna change my.
No one's making you set in stone on your picks. All right, calm down. All right, so let's change gears a little bit. We're always going to keep it most likely DC, but now that your boy Ernie Grunfeld is gone finally, and this cloud is no longer over the Wizards franchise in your mind, who would you like to see as the next GM?
Look, so the Wizards right now, they have not selected their new GM yet,
and the lottery is next week. The draft lottery,
and that scares me because Shepard, the guy they have, he was under Ernie. He was in the building. And I don't want them to pivot and go to him. So So before I answer the question, I'll tell you who I do not want. I don't want the guy who's been here through all this foolishness for this time. The organization should not and cannot hire Shepard to be the GM going forward because in my eyes, he's culpable with Ernie Grunfeld. Yeah. So they need a brand new face. They need somebody new. I like Danny Fury. He got interviewed. I think we had Rosas was interviewing, but I think he took another job. The Timberwolves job, I think. So he's out, but I would have liked him. You know, at this point, I joke around and I say I don't care who it is, like anybody but who we've had.
Yeah.
But I think Danny Fury would do okay in that role. In that position.
I will say, don't always underestimate the guy that's been here though. I don't know for how long, but that's what happened with the Caps though. We let go of McPhee and kept the assistant GM and won a Stanley Cup.
So how long were they there?
I think he maybe here was like 5 years maybe. He wasn't here 12 years though.
That's what I'm saying. Bro. That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
all the mistakes, all the messes and cleanups. Like the fact that I don't know who's responsible. Was it Ernie? Was it this guy? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know the draft will be here in no time, so hopefully they pick a guy before that time. But this is just a tumultuous time for
true.
Because whoever's the GM, they have a lot to do.
Yeah.
To fix this franchise. You got John Wall and his injury. Who knows when he's coming back, all the money you're paying him. You got Bradley Beal. What you going to do with Bradley Beal? You got Mahimi still on the roster. He's trash. Dump him in the garbage. You got Dwight Howard, who didn't play no games. Just stole money from the Wizards organization all year long.
He had a hurt butt or something?
Yeah, come on, bro. This is ridiculous. This is what I'm saying. And that's what the next GM has to deal with and manage and figure that out. I'm like, man, come on, bro. Yeah.
Well, crap. I love what I had in my mind. I was gonna say, any free agents you'd like them to get. If all depends on money.
Clay, give me Clay.
You want Clay? You think Clay would even come here?
No.
But
the thing is, We need.
If you got Clay, would you keep Bradley Beal? Or would you get rid of Bradley Beal?
Nah, you need as many superstars as you can get.
I'm just asking.
This is the league. The league is
Built on super teams now.
It's built on super teams. It's like back in the day, it was like, oh, you need the chemistry. Things got to work. Like, no, man, just get cookers and they'll figure it out. Like,
True.
you know, you see Philadelphia, they got a bunch of like guys who are all stars and they're just figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Some would think, you know, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, they kind of play the same, but no, figure it out. Y'all are superstars. Y'all are great players. That's my motto. Get us good, talented players on the roster. But like I said, you gotta move some pieces because our money is tied up.
It is very tied up. That's what I was about to say. It's real hard to do that. I don't know.
So I mean, if you can get who you can afford, you know, for the time being, until you can kind of, you know, shed some contracts that you want to get off the books.
I mean, they got rid of Porter last year, and
they did, which I was surprised. I was like,
that was a huge contract though.
Yeah, they got rid of a max contract. So I mean, do you try to move Bradley to try to get money back on your books and get somebody? I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know either. I know. That's why I have you here. You're supposed to tell me. I don't know. I'm not the best. I'm the hockey guy.
That's what I'm saying. You see how I'm doing my show? I just be like, look, man, the Caps is out. Y'all go to listen.
Yeah, I didn't even get a phone call this year. I was supposed to get one extra minute this year.
Yeah, you were. Look, the thing is, by the time hockey actually made sense to us, like fine. As a podcast, it was over. The Caps was out. Like, bro, what is y'all doing?
Well,
not the first round though, Dan. Come on, man.
I don't know.
What's wrong with your boys in the first round?
Well. Pittsburgh got swept. And they won the 2 cups before us. Okay, so also it's very hard to repeat. Very few teams do it. I think the last team did it before Pittsburgh did it was almost 20 years ago. It's very rare. Very few teams ever repeat like back to back. So I'm not as upset because we won a Stanley Cup last year. So I'm not as upset.
Are you giving them a pass though?
I don't know. I'm not as hard at this year. And I was going to ask you this. So this will lead. I'll answer your question after this because I want to ask you this question. So if the Islanders get swept because they have Trotz now, if they get swept tonight, is he really worse? Is he better than our coach, who Trotz only won one more game in these playoffs than our coach did? Granted, he made it to the second round, but then he got swept by a team we went 7 games with.
I mean, so you got to take into account, as a head coach, right? Knowing your players, knowing what guys can do, knowing what they're not so good at. I mean, putting them in the best position to win. You know, I feel like the year when the Caps did go out in the first round, I feel like the coach did all he could to put them in a position to win. The players kind of let them down.
True.
I feel like that's kind of the same situation this year in a sense.
Yeah. They're middle scoring. They didn't get any middle scoring.
That's what I'm saying.
You couldn't say anything bad about Ovi or Nicholas Backstrom. I mean, but you didn't get any of the scoring. Excuse me. This year that you got last year.
So can you put it on the coach? I guess yes. He deserves some blame.
I'm not saying he's completely unculpable, but I'm saying everybody. There were a lot of people on like Twitter and everything like this wouldn't happen if Trotz was here, and I was like, I don't know, because.
Those are hypotheticals.
Oh yeah.
You just.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but you know how sports fans are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
fickle.
When stuff goes
fickle,
when stuff goes bad, it's like if you would have never did this, or if you would have, if you would have kept Kirk Cousins, if you would have got rid of, you know what I'm saying? It just like I don't think it's that simple.
Yeah.
I just don't. I think it's more complex than that.
Well,
and so
there won't be any apparently changes to the coaching staff this coming summer, at least that they talked about. There will probably be some guys that aren't going to be here next year.
Yeah,
and
because
I think DSP is one of them. Probably Brett Connolly. I think Brett Connolly only to save money, and he had a good year this year, but he didn't really have a playoffs. And I think he's like 30. He's a little maybe 30, 31 now, maybe. And you maybe to save money. Maybe you might let him go to get a guy because he plays on the 4th line, so he doesn't play a lot of minutes. He had 22 goals this year, which is his career high. But when you play a contract year, sometimes you end up forcing the team to not keep you because they can't afford you. So I don't know. What they need to figure out is what they're going to do with Ovi in 3 years and Nicholas Backstrom in 2 years.
In 3 years, he gonna retire.
He may be.
He's going to finish his career.
Well, I think he will. Did you hear the other day when they asked him if you could tell a younger self what would you do? back then. Now now he goes sign an 18-year contract.
That's what he would?
he said sign an 18-year instead of a 13-year. is what he said. I don't know, man.
Could he get it 18 year? I don't know.
I didn't think you could do a 13-year back in the day. They do have a hard cap now.
He's been here for a minute.
Yeah.
How many years has it been?
13. He got drafted in 2004. He's been here a while.
We getting old, bro.
Bro, he scored 50. He led the league in goals. How old is he really getting though? He missed one game because he got suspended because he didn't go he didn't go to the All-Star game.
And he's still doing work.
Yeah.
He still can score the puck.
He said
how many years you think he has left?
I think he'll play out his contract, and after that, I don't know. It's up to him. I mean, then can you afford him anymore if he keeps this up? Everybody,
you think he gonna command another?
I don't think
long-term deal.
No, not long term. But I'm talking about money though. So
okay.
So he makes $9-10 million a year right now. You imagine how much pay cut do you really think he's willing to take towards the end of it? You know what I mean? He got you a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, 3 years, $30 million.
That's a lot.
Extension.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And they got a lot of money tied up. They got a lot. I'm trying to think. Kuzi makes 7 now. John Carlson makes 8. Braden makes 6.
Oh.
Nicky makes 8 or 9, and he's going to be up next year, or 7, and he's going to be up next year. I mean, it's going to be dicey, but
you got to keep him, man. He is the Capitals. He is the French. I mean, all the foolishness that we've dealt with just in this town, as a sports town, he's the only constant. He's the only player that's played at a high level his entire career.
Yeah.
At some points, he was the best player in hockey, arguably.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've had the best.
He's only had 2 years where he scored under 40 goals, I think, and one of them was a shortened season. And if you average it out, he would have scored over 50 if he played a full 80 games.
Yeah, I think he played the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No
now, you can't keep that away from him now.
How much longer before he beat Gretzky's record?
Oh,
he's still a ways off.
He's got 16 or something like that. Gretzky had 890 or something. So I mean, he could do it if he were to put up. He'd have to play another 4 years and put up 40 goals
with these numbers.
Mm-hmm. Or 50 goals. Yeah. I mean, he said a couple years ago he was like, "I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I'm not." And he kept saying it, and I think now
he sees it in sight.
Maybe, and he said he's going to try for it. I don't know.
Hey, look, man.
I mean,
four more seasons.
He's already top 5 in goals all time. I think top 5 or 6 maybe all time.
Bro, Ovi's ridiculous. Though.
Would you? Yeah, I'm about to say you say he's the longest tenure. Would you say it's hard to say? Which he's the best athlete in DC ever? Would you think? I don't think because you think of the Skins had 3 Super Bowls, but they didn't have the same quarterback. I think right.
Who's the best professional athlete that we've had in this town?
I don't know.
It got to be Ovi.
I mean,
maybe. I mean,
no.
It's still yet to be seen. But
I don't think you can say Bryce because
Gilbert Arenas. Who? Allen Iverson for Georgetown. That's the best. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I would say. If you really want to say Gary Williams, maybe then Gary Williams of Maryland, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe, but I mean, my heart would say Darryl Green, but I mean,
Darryl Green.
But Darryl Green wasn't a quarterback though. You know what I mean?
That's true.
He wasn't the face.
He
was kind of, but he wasn't.
Sean
Taylor was so short,
though.
So
short.
That's just you're paying homage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Ovi, it got to be Ovi. By the numbers, if you're looking at the numbers, you're looking at the production, you're looking at the longevity.
Yeah,
he's going to the Hall of Fame. You said he's top 5 in scoring.
He's easily top 10 already, but I'm pretty sure Alex Ovechkin he's pretty far up there. I mean, it's hard to tell. What I don't like, speaking of them off season, is them trying to pin Kuznetsov and him not being motivated enough. And they were asking him about, well, what are you gonna do next year? He was like, you're talking the playoffs just ended for us. Are we making the playoffs next year? Do you know that already? Like he got kind of annoyed, like why are you gonna let's not foreshadow already.
Yeah,
it just didn't work. I didn't have my game. It wasn't good.
But once again, the expectations,
once
the expectations go up and then you underperform, it's just going to be a heavy,
I mean,
heavy scrutiny.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we always want more. I mean, I think we all, as a collective in Virginia, DC, Maryland, wanted us to go back to back. very hard.
Cause once they did lose, I was slandering. I'm like
I saw your post. I saw your post. Same old Caps. Same old Caps.
You know I was slandering.
So I lied. He's actually 13th with 658 goals. Gretzky had 894. So
he's there.
Yeah. So he's it's in a reach. It's in reaching kind of. So he would need
two more seasons.
A 50. That's 50. Only 100. No, it's only 100 though. That only put him at 700.
Oh yeah, so he needs at least 4 seasons. Of 50
or more 40. Yeah, but that's gonna be tough. But I mean,
how many goals he had this year?
51.
51.
Mm-hmm.
So 40. Let's say he takes a dip and he gets 43 next year, and then 48 the next.
I mean,
year.
this is all pure speculation too.
That's all pure speculation. But I think he. Yeah. What's the over or under on that? I think he could average over 40 goals.
Imagine making that bet in Vegas, whether he breaks his record now, whatever the odds are. I'm like, I'm
gonna go look him up. I'm gonna go look up the odds that
I mean, it's
for Alex Ovechkin to break it, because I like those odds.
I mean, he'd have to
scoring at the clip that he's scoring at right now.
I mean, I don't know. It's only I say it's difficult because 50 goals isn't a thing anymore. Like a lot, like today, somebody this year for Tampa had 128 points. Mm-hmm. That hasn't happened in years. Like Ovi did 107 once or something like that. But like over 100 points doesn't even happen a lot anymore because guys are so fast and so athletic now. But when your team scores 100 and something like 120 and he had 138 or something ridiculous.
The thing is, I'll say this. I'm always a proponent of Stern's orders. Hockey needs him to break the record.
Do you think they need Gretzky's record to get broken?
Yes. Because it brings more eyes and notoriety to the game. I mean, people watch hockey, but the core base of the hockey is like core fans.
True. So these are his goals. The goals are, where the G is 52, 46, 65, 56, 50, 32. That was his worst year.
His worst was 32 goals?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. He can break the
32 goals. Okay, sorry. He had 3 years of under 4 years. Sorry. Wow, I was way off. He had 4. But one of those was a straight out. The one, look at that. 48 games, he scored 32 goals in that shortened season.
65 goals in 08. Good night. What if he goes ham like that next year? Like he just goes 60 goals. That's gonna really put him.
Oh yeah, that would propel him. He'd have 700. He did 700 and some ridiculous amounts.
Because he's only like
710, 718 goals.
Looking at that list, he's not even that far off from like the top 5. Like, that upper echelon.
And the funny thing is, I think. If you look at this year, he didn't have a whole lot of power play goals. Like in some of those previous seasons, he had a lot of power play goals. I mean, if you look, there he goes right there. He only had 18 power play goals last year. And then a couple of those middle years, he had 25, 19, 24. And then, so he had a lot even strength this year. Like, 28 even strength goals. Is that what I think that is? Oh, it's assists. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. 33 even strength goals. Yeah, he had a shitload. So
he's good.
But I don't know. We'll see. And so I got something I wanted to ask you. I talked to you before. Oh, no, we'll stay on hockey. So off topic because we're not DC anymore. I ran out of stuff talking about DC. So the women's national team, Hillary Knight and company, they are. This is what they posted. A lot of them posted this Instagram post the other day. I'll let you read it if you want. But essentially saying that they don't make enough money to play the game that they love, so they're just not going to play. They're just.
So are they? It said when you say the national team, it's like to represent.
Well, they not for the country. So the country not. So they were going to boycott that like a year or two ago, because they didn't make enough like per diem to go when they go to these places. So they got paid for that.
Who sponsors?
USA Hockey sponsors for USA to go play for the country. Okay. But she did play for a Canadian team in Canada, but that league folded, and there's only 5 teams in the NWHL as of right this minute. And so some of them, I think they were going to come down and play. But what they're saying is now that a lot of them, like I don't know if you saw the one, she went to the men's All-Star game, and she was the fastest skater of all the men. And then we didn't get to see, there was one U.S. woman player. She did better than all the guys in the stick handling one, but that wasn't aired. And there was like 2 Canadian women. But essentially North American hockey essentially is going to be apparently boycotted by the female hockey players because they don't make enough. The minimum salary they make a year is $2,000, one of them. Yeah, minimum. Bro, the max is 26, but the salary cap for a team is $100,000. You know what I mean? So
I mean, the thing is, you got.
I mean,
whenever it's a business and you have to put people in the seats and entertain, it just changes the dynamic. I mean, women basketball is dealing with a similar issue.
They've been going for a long time though.
But they're still underpaid and they're trying to get the money. But when it comes to entertainment value, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. And
unfortunately, I don't want to bash women's basketball, but mid-range jump shots aren't sexy. That's what I mean. I don't mean to say
you're bashing women's basketball.
I sound bad.
It comes off insensitive.
Okay, well, that's I mean, is it?
No, it's facts.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fact. When you look at and I tell people like, you know.
There's the average women's salary in the North.
Nah, Bob, you can't live nowhere in America on that. That's less than minimum wage.
Ranges from $10,000 to $26,000.
Yeah, that's less than minimum wage, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can work at the
McDonald's
local,
probably.
McDonald's, local grocery store, and they make
15
much better money than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get it. I understand. You know, I wish. You know, things could be different. I mean, I think that when you have business models and you're trying to improve them and see what ways, you know, to garner, because you need the resources in order to be able to pay the players and do different things. Yeah. I mean, you gotta figure it out.
Maybe they need to link up somebody from the WNBA. I know they've been struggling, but the WNBA found a way to make it work at least a little bit.
They're being sponsored by the NBA.
Oh, so maybe that's what needs to happen is they need to link up with the NHL. But I was talking to somebody at work today and I said the only way I think this is gonna really pan out is if the men's league essentially says somehow
we want to take them.
We're not gonna play unless the NHL sponsors them somehow or somehow.
And then that would happen.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because I hope they would. If they were to get a women's team, I would go watch. I'm probably one of the few people that I actually like hockey, so I would go watch women's hockey.
But you got to realize, okay, when you're trying to sell a TV contract, say, hey, we got women's hockey, and then like, who's watching women? You know,
true.
Like you trying to sell women's hockey, unless the NHL or men's hockey league takes them under the wing and say, look, we're going to sponsor this to make this happen because we want this inclusion. We want this to be here. That's the only real way that I could see it happening. I mean, you know.
Excuse me. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm glad you said that about the WNBA. I didn't realize that I knew they had the same similar logo. I didn't know they were sponsored by the.
Yeah, the NBA puts in a lot of financial backing to the WNBA. And that's why it's been able to be sustained because it wouldn't be sustained no other way, bro.
So Leonsis technically, does he own the Mystics? Or did somebody else own them? I don't know.
I think he does have stake in the Mystics.
Maybe in the full control. I know he owns the Wizards and the Caps. That's the only way he could get Verizon Center. Yeah. At the time, if he bought the Wizards, the only way he got full.
He didn't really want us. We the stepchild. The Wizards are the stepchild, but.
I mean, at least he will right your ship, though. I think he's a good owner. I think he will.
He's a little cheap, though.
Kinda, but I mean, look what he paid for Ovi, though.
No.
What do you mean?
When it comes to like coaching, like he cuts costs where he cuts costs.
True.
Where he can cut. See, Dan Snyder, he put out the big checkbook. If he wants somebody. Yeah. They here. You know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate that, even though it might be the wrong person. Yeah. But I appreciate he not holding no expense. Ted, he's a little more frugal and a little.
Maybe he did say at one point when he took over the Cap, we were going to be bad for a while before we got good.
Because he was like,
he sold off.
Once it, don't let him walk.
I don't know. I see both ends of that.
He could have paid him.
He could. I see both ends of that. Is the fact that you had it in your contract negotiated if you won the cup, an extension got kicked in. A predetermined extension got kicked into your contract. Mm-hmm. I could see where Ted is like, I mean, you're a man who likes to if your word, you should honor this contract that we agreed on a while ago. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you happen to do it in your last year, unfortunately. You know what I mean? But I was sad to see Barry go, you know, but it happens. But I don't know, we'll find out.
What you mean, Dan? If we had Barry, we would have went to the chip.
Oh my god, I can't. You sound just like 8 other people I know.
Right? I know.
Especially people at work that don't watch hockey and they just like when it was the playoffs tuned in. Oh my!
They
Lord.
should have never let Barry go. They should have never let him go.
I mean, they're running the same They run the same power play up there, and they're running the same issue. The stupid. I don't know if you probably the stupid slingshot that they run, where the defenseman John Carlson skates up and literally turns his back to everybody else and just throws the puck backwards to hopefully Kuznetsov or Backstrom, so that way he can go full speed. People know how to stop it now, and that's why. And Barry's power play is horrible right now in the playoffs. He's doing the same thing we were doing.
Oh yeah.
But
One trick pony.
Yeah.
Once they figure it out.
And our coach needs to figure out a new power play gimmick. It worked for a couple of years. Now everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody studies this now. So, speaking of winners, Tiger a few weeks ago won the Masters.
Tiger's my man.
You never fell off the Tiger wagon.
I did fall off the wagon. I did. There was a time where I was like, he's not going to win again.
He's not going to win again or win a major again.
Win a major again.
Okay. I mean that you're allowed to think that because a lot of people did.
But I didn't slander him though.
Okay.
I just say I don't think that it's likely, given the circumstances of all that he's gone through, all the things that he's dealt with the family, the girl, bashing
girl?
his truck. Well, all of it. The drugs, getting caught by the police. Like I was
DUI,
like, the last thing he needed to be worried about is really golf.
Yeah.
And when I saw him come back, I was just happy to see him
Yeah.
actually back playing at a high level.
Yeah.
And even though he wasn't winning, I was like, that's good. I'm glad to see he's getting back. But then I saw flashes
when he won the PGA, when he won he won the regular season, he won the season kind of the last tournament at the end of the year last year.
And then he finished he had some moments where he was finishing in the top. I was like, Tiger might got a little bit of left in the tank.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and he does this. It was definitely thrilling. I feel like, for golf is good for golf because it brings all the attention back. The energy, oh my goodness. I was watching it. The energy that was just on the golf course was ridiculous.
You could hear it when they saw videos. You could hear them roaring like old time, back in the day. Like you could hear two holes over.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, Koepka was at the jump. He had to wait to tee off. He was like, nah, these dudes too loud. Like he was looking over, like, what is Tiger doing? Because it was just so much energy it brought back to the sport. And it's good. It's good. I mean, this new class of golfers, they're all nice. Yeah. I like Koepka. He's my favorite golfer right now because I just feel like he has the complete package.
If Dustin Johnson could string if you could string some games together, that dude kills the ball.
DJ is nice.
Yo, anybody can drive the ball over 400 yards.
DJ is nice.
It's scary.
He's nice.
He does have the interesting swing when I see him swing. It's like because I think he ducks down into it kind of. I can't do that. It hurts my back.
So,
but good.
But Tiger's back, man.
Do you think he'll catch? Do you think he'll break
Nichols?
Yeah, he needs four more majors to tie him. I think. I mean, I'm not talking about. I don't think he'll do it this. I'm not saying if he did it, it's not gonna be this year. But if he keeps plays smart the way he played at the Masters, he might have a shot.
So this is the summertime. I think this is the summer of Tiger. I think he gets 2 under his belt this year, and then that really starts the conversation going into next year. I think he wins another major this year, and that starts the conversation for next year. Him possibly breaking the record. Only thing I don't really like about Tiger is that he went to the White House to celebrate, or he's going to the White House. I'm like,
I mean, I don't know, man.
I'm like, boycott. What are you doing, Tiger? You're supposed to be for the, but everybody has their own preference.
Okay. I said you're not gonna go with. You don't remember that whole thing back in the day? Who was it? When Rob Parker brought it up, he got mad that Tiger's like, I'm not black, or he said something like,
oh yeah,
he said I don't identify as black or something like that.
And the thing is, I just want Tiger can be who he is.
True.
I don't rep Tiger, or I'm not a fan of Tiger.
For his personal choices, maybe. You're looking for his game.
His golf game is second to none. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think when you talk, this is a side conversation or side note, but we talk LeBron and Jordan. Yeah. Right? LeBron's off the field. I love LeBron's off the field. Mm-hmm. But Jordan on the court is just a bigger threat to me. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't take away from who they are,
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely not. That's why I was just curious. All right, so we're going to shift a little bit away from sports.
All right.
So I don't work with you anymore, so I don't get to talk these Game of Thrones.
Oh, man.
These Game of Thrones. So I got a question though, real quick. So, do you think Tormund is the Daryl of Game of Thrones? So Daryl from Walking Dead. Do you think Tormund is Daryl, the Daryl of Game of Thrones? Where like he got so big now, it's kind of hard to kill him off.
No.
No. Okay.
No. Nobody's too big to be killed off in Game of Thrones.
True. All right. What?
Jon Snow got killed. Don't forget. And then he came back to life. No, he died.
True.
And then he came back.
True, but I figured I'd ask because I know you were big. I don't know if you still watch Walking Dead. I haven't watched Walking Dead in a bit.
I've kind of tailed off from Walking Dead. But Game of Thrones, I am fully invested. I'm there for all the smoke. I want all the smoke from Game of Thrones. I'm watching every episode.
Yeah, I was telling people the other day before the last episode that everybody was just going to die in this episode, and the last 3 episodes were going to be behind the scenes.
Look, it was close, bro. He was almost close to being right because it was looking dark and dismal for all the Winterfell.
How many times did you smack your TV? Watched it.
So this is the thing. So I watched it. Look, because I saw Endgame the night before, Sunday night.
See, I saw it that morning.
And I saw Endgame. So the morning I watched HBO. I went to HBO Go, and I was watching it before I went to work. Yeah. And then my wife watched it that night. And she jumps in the bed. Like, she was so excited and amped from it. She like, I'm asleep. She jumps, hey, babe, what do you think? I'm like, oh, my goodness. Like, yes, it was a great episode. Yes. But, yeah, Arya. I know I'm about to give me an Arya t-shirt.
Oh, Lord. Did you see it? Have you seen all the things? There was one that was, what is it? It was like, it made a picture. They jokingly, they removed her, like the Winter Soldier's head from like a profile shot of the Winter Soldier. And put her head there, and then removed the star and put a House Stark emblem, a red emblem.
Oh, look! First of all, the creativity in this day and age is through the roof.
The internet
because
never
memes never loses. The memes with it's just the ones with the Night King and all. Like it's out of control.
Yeah, they said they said something about Hodor, and they said the guy's name is Birkin, like Burkade, because he was holding himself up when he's getting stabbed. Like, I was like. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm all in for the show. Great show.
True. How much do you think? How much it's gonna be missed once these next 3 episodes are over? I heard.
So this is what I think. This is just my personal thought on the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I think that they're gonna leave it open ended at the end, and they're not gonna do a full on Game of Thrones reboot, but they're gonna do I think they'll do like a branch off, because you gotta realize they're making billions of dollars off of the show, bro. There's watch parties in the city, whole restaurants, like the finale, bro. It's probably gonna do.
Plans.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably gonna do the same numbers Endgame did on TV. It's crazy, bro.
I'd hate to be the sporting event on that night that the finale's on. I'd hate to be the sporting event.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to lose. You're going to lose the Game of Thrones. Yeah. And just like I tell people, like, we live in a capitalistic society. Endgame, right, is not the last Marvel comic jump we're going to see.
True.
They're going to wait. They're going to let it die down.
Well, they do have a whole Phase 4 setup.
They're going to reshift, recast, and a whole new Marvel. And guess what? Everybody's going to go see it all over again. You know how many the Lion King, they rebooting the Lion King, Dan.
I'm not happy about that.
You're not gonna take the little one to see Lion King?
No. Why do I want to watch?
That's a classic.
Okay, I can watch the VHS in my house. Why do I need to take my son to go watch Lion King and watch Mufasa die in high def? All right.
We know that's what I'm saying. We know exactly what's gonna happen. We know the end. And yet millions of people are gonna go see it.
Are you gonna go see Aladdin?
I am.
No, you blow me, man. I'm not going to see Aladdin.
They got Will Smith. Look, they know how to suck you in.
Man. I know why. That's why I'm not going to go see it. And it's maybe because you can't replace Robin Williams.
You can't replace Robin Williams. Yes. He was one of a kind.
Yeah, he is.
But they're going to try. And they're going to charge. And they're going to make millions of dollars.
I have a question about Lion King because you brought it up. Why don't you just recast almost half that whole cast? You could have Jeremy Irons play Scar all over again. You could have had because they brought back James Earl Jones to reprise Mufasa. Because if they had gotten anybody, I think everybody would have rioted. If they had,
Man, it's called rebranding, Dan.
Nope.
It's how they do cereal in the grocery store. They just slap new sticker on it and change
new
the face.
Wheaties person every time.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just they just rebranded it. They put notable names, the hot actors, and it's just like they do with music. They just put the hot artists on the new track, and then it's they grab Lil Wayne. He ain't been hot in 10 years, and then they throw him on a track with the new kid, the Migos. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's like,
I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying, but that's what they do, Dan. So that's what they do with these old movies. They're rebooting the Gremlins. They rebooting
what?
Yes. They're rebooting everything. They're running out of ideas.
You know what? They're not running out. They have run out.
You're right. They run out. They just sit in the boardroom. Hey, how about what was that movie? Let's do Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures all over again.
How about we just change? How about we do a movie, but we'll just change the name.
Yeah.
There was I think they had a movie called. They redid a different movie that was exactly like Taken, but they called it Stolen.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Nicolas Cage playing it. I mean, come on, bro.
Hey.
All right. Well, I definitely want to ask you about this. Spoilers alert. If you don't want to hear about Endgame, turn off.
Just
mute it and end it. And thanks for listening. All right. I don't care. Were you happy? Were you happy with how it went?
Endgame was okay. I liked it.
I think I like how they made fun of themselves a little bit with all it's like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Like they made it, put it right out in front of you.
Yes.
And made fun of it.
It was good. I think it was well written. I think it was a hair too long. They could have condensed it. I feel like they just did that because it's like, hey, this is the last one. Let's just try to give them a long movie for the fans. They could have trimmed it down.
I think the longest movie I saw was Titanic, and I think they had an intermission in Titanic back in the day.
Oh, they might have.
Might have back in the day. Thank you, James Cameron. Maybe.
Because we old. Because
I had no drink when I went to that movie. By the way, I got some Twizzlers and that's it. I had no getting up for me, and I sat in the back row. But
3 hours.
Did everybody die that you expected to die? Like I expected Tony Stark.
I thought they were gonna do something a little. I mean, the Thor hammer, Captain America with Thor's hammer, that was pretty cool.
Did
that
was dope. A little bit?
It did. I was, I haven't stood up since.
You stayed up just.
Yeah, I haven't stood up in the movies that hype in a while. It's been a minute, but I did sit up on my seat like hold on, my man, let's go. But,
I loved it that they made Thor fat. That made me laugh.
That was great.
Thor let himself go.
He did let himself go.
And that was hilarious stuff.
It was good. And I feel like just the characterization, because they made Hulk nice. Like at the beginning, they had him being like, "Oh, nice." He was like, "Oh, I'm embracing."
Well,
this.
that's apparently like a character actually, who Professor Hulk is though. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it wasn't like. But he's like, "You want my picture too?" I'm Ant-Man. Who? He's like, "Come on!" And then he's like, "Come on, just take the picture." No, take the GD phone from me.
Nah, it was good. It had funny moments. It had some drama to it. Had some heartfelt moments. I was wondering how they were gonna put spin Thanos back into a villainous role where he would basically like get the best of the Avengers. I think they could have handled the glove a little bit better at the end. You don't
like the nanotech way he did it? Because essentially Tony grabs it via nanotech and then it pulls the stones into his own suit.
Yeah, I thought actually I would have preferred like if he like got one stone. Like the reality stone or the time stone or like kind
power
of
maybe or something
or something that like where he was able to basically just disrupt the whole situation and kind of change. Because I think in the comics they had like it was something like that happened, but like they had Thanos thought that he killed everybody.
True.
Like he killed Captain America, Iron Man, and then they flipped his reality and was like, no, you didn't kill any of us, and then they beat him up. I was like, that was dope. That was what the comic did in one instance. So, but I think for what it was worth, the big battle and how they set it up, it was good.
Yeah, I love the small little joke from Wong. He said something like, "Is this everybody? Did you want more?" like
that was every Marvel character that exists in the universe.
They even had Howard the Duck slid in there.
Can I ask you a question? Captain Marvel, what was she doing?
Okay, I had that same question, and I've heard,
Oh,
I've had a couple people that are big, a little more into comics. Were like, I mean, if she'd been there, I mean, like the time thing wouldn't have made sense, I guess, for her to go back in time. But like the battle, I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought it was. I thought she was gonna be more in the movie than that.
Yeah, like they made it. They made it
Did you
seem
see
like
Captain
you had
Marvel?
to see Captain
Yeah.
Marvel to see this jump.
True.
My wife was like, I don't want to go see it until we see Captain Marvel. I'm like, young, we about to go see this movie because
You went at night too, or did you go in the morning?
I went at 8 p.m. Sunday
Yo,
evening.
I'm surprised you. I thought your
That
bedtime's
was
like
a
9.
fail.
I thought your bedtime's like 9.
30. I was so blown, man. Damn, I was in the jump. The movie didn't even start at 8. It started at 8:30 because it was 30 minutes of previews.
Yeah.
And then I was in there, and my eyes was getting heavy in the first 15 minutes.
It was super dramatic, but I went at see that's I'm with the opposite. You probably spent way more money than I did. I spent $675 and went at 11 o'clock in the morning.
I tried that, but when we looked, all the times were booked up.
Did
man.
you go to them one of them big fancy theaters? Or
Nah, right
okay.
down by the house. You know,
Okay.
downtown Silver
Okay,
Spring.
well, I don't know. Well, just some people like to go to them Pike and whatever the
Oh,
Arc
yeah, the
Light
Pike-
and,
oh, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
the
the
other
Arc Light. Oh, yeah,
or the
Arc
Arc
Light.
Light or whatever that one place in Pike and Roses where you have the super reclining seat that
Oh,
like
yeah,
goes
yeah,
on,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they serve you food and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah.
I went and saw Bohemian Rhapsody there, and I told my wife we'll never go again because we spent like $70 because the tickets were like 20 something
Oh,
a
yeah,
pop,
yeah, yeah.
and then I got a bottle of wine.
Food. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You was living it up.
Yo.
It was a special occasion.
No, we went with a friend's birthday, and,
Oh, okay.
and I thought I made the mistake thinking that I'll buy this bottle of wine, and my friends were sitting next to me. They will finish their drinks because they were like, "Oh, we'll bring them glasses when they finish their drink."
Yeah.
They never finished their drinks, and no one told Dan that if they give you the top, you get to keep the bottle of wine. So with 45 minutes left of this movie, I downed a bottle of wine.
Because you thought you could, you had to. You were
Yeah.
like,
I thought I had to give it back. I thought I was like, they're gonna keep it. I was like, I'm gonna spend all this money and not drink the wine. It was a bad night for me after that movie. So after that point, I was like, I'm never going. I'm just gonna go to the Regal. I'll go to the Regal down the
yeah,
street.
man. Yeah.
But-
that was the power move though.
Yeah,
$675.
Yeah.
That's a power move.
yeah. Told you, morning movies, the jam. I'll go see all the movies for
They
$6.
had 9 o'clock
Yo,
show times for that.
Yo, I went. We got there at 10 o'clock in the morning. My brother and I.
Mm-hmm.
And it was half full. The theater at 10, an hour before the movie started,
Yeah.
and I thought I was being slick.
Yeah.
I tried to get my back middle straight.
Yeah,
I got far back left. I was like, I'm not sitting. I'm not
Oh,
getting.
yeah, yeah.
When I went and saw Black Panther, I got sat all the way in the bottom, the very last.
Oh
row.
no, that's
Yo,
the worst.
Yo,
You got your neck on
yeah,
tilt like
and because
this.
my wife and I got stuck in my grandparents' house trying to drop my son off, and
Oh.
the grandparents talk your ear off. We were stuck. It wasn't their fault, Nana. It's not your fault, but
So we've gone in movies and realized we're gonna have to sit there
Just
and
walk
it's
out?
like, we just go exchange the
Yeah.
tickets and just get another showtime
Yeah.
or whatever.
it's just not worth it.
Because it's not worth
The
it.
seats don't
You
recline
can't
enough
enjoy
for
the
that.
movie like
No,
that.
I can't.
Yeah.
But I saw. So they got Phase 4 coming out. Did you cry when Tony Stark finally did pass? Did you tear up almost a little bit?
No, because I didn't truly believe he was gone.
I think he is gone. I don't. Only time I think he might come back is if it's a cameo flashback somehow, like Peter Parker or somebody, or because
It's the greatest Marvel character they've ever like.
he also cost the most though. He also cost the most.
So, what's his name?
Who?
The actor for Iron Man,
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Is he not?
What?
Hugh Jackman and Robert Downey Jr. might be the best
True.
Marvel character actors of all time. Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron
True.
Man
It's
character
a staple probably.
is there won't be
Another Iron Man. Yeah.
anyone who remotely comes close to that.
True.
I mean, the only other actor that was like in a Marvel movie, or not Marvel, but like fictional character was Heath Ledger. He played the heck out of a Joker.
He did. Unfortunately, passed. But like I said, it was only one movie though. Like he'll always be
That's
known
true.
for the Joker. But
That's
Robert
true.
Downey Jr. has done like 7 movies as Iron Man. 7 or 8 movies as Iron Man. But I just know he costs a lot. And they
he
kind of the way they set up,
he
I've heard.
cost that bread.
Yo, just for a cameo, it's like
He
10
making
million.
that bread.
Just 10 million for like a 2-minute cameo.
He making
You
that
ma-
bread. Oh. But the only reason is because you can't do it without
True.
him.
True, but I think they
He's
were
a necessary piece.
true.
There would be no Marvel movie. There would be no Endgame if Robert Downey Jr. is not in it.
True, and it's funny now. Like, if you look back from the very first one, I don't think they picked the perfect guy to do
They
it.
picked the perfect guy.
Like sometimes you like I think I want this guy, but this guy might be better. No,
Yeah.
Did you see his like dry runs when they were like doing it like sitting at a table just like trying to shoot it like to see how it would play out, and those were even good, and those weren't even like
Really?
aired. Yeah, we were just sitting at a table talking to like random people, just as like that Tony
As Iron Man,
Stark
Tony
bravado.
Stark. Yeah.
That Tony Stark bravado.
Oh, he has it down to a science.
Yeah,
I almost think that's how he is in real life.
probably a little bit. Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes a
little
little.
sarcastic, like
Oh, a little bit.
arrogant,
A little
self-absorbed.
a little bit. Yeah, but I don't know because we obviously don't know him personally, but
Yeah,
he
nah.
does pull it off well. But I think they have it set up somehow so his daughter or something, or that Harley Kiner kid who's in. Did you ever see Iron Man 3?
I did.
Okay, so when they're standing at the when they're sending off the thing in the water at the end, he's the kid standing behind like Captain America, just a one solo kid. They technically brought the same kid who played Harley
they
Kiner
trying to pass the
back
torch.
because he was like real smart and everything.
It's just like the sports, dog.
Yeah.
You're not trying to give him that long-term contract. You're going to get the draft pick, man, because it's cheaper. You get the new draft pick, younger and cheaper.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're going to try Aaron Rodgers in where you don't see him for like 6 years, and then all of a sudden he's here and he's there and he's golden.
Look, there will never be anyone that plays Iron Man.
Well, I'm not,
to that.
but he wouldn't be Iron Man. It would be some other character, I think.
That's true.
That's just like, do you really think Falcon's going to be a good Captain America?
No.
Yeah. I mean, he had it, and then Bucky had it at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna.
They
be.
might do a Bucky spinoff.
They are.
They are.
Winter Soldier and Falcon are gonna have on that Disney streaming service.
Yeah.
They got. Secondly, because you're into streaming
Yes.
services, are you gonna buy that?
Yes.
You're gonna buy the Disney
You
Plus?
want to know why?
Why?
I have stock in it.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm buying it.
I was like,
I'm buying it.
because I was like, because essentially I feel like they're gonna. I don't want to say they're gonna ruin Netflix, but when you they're gonna pull all their movies off.
They're gonna hurt Netflix. Netflix has been kind of preparing for it.
True, they've been canceling all their
trying to
shows.
get ready and prepare for it. So they'll be okay. They'll still. I mean, people. Will
True,
still
but
have
I think a lot of people though are like when they get Netflix are waiting for those Marvel movies to come out. Like when Ragnarok came out and they finally put Infinity War on
They're
there.
all gonna be on Disney.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that, man. I'm about to lose
It's not-
cable.
it's probably not gonna
September,
be
I'm
that.
probably gonna lose cable, and I'm gonna go straight to streaming.
All streaming.
Yep.
I mean, it is that time. They were
Yeah.
talking about it on Bloomberg the other day. I was watching it, and they were just saying like how the streaming services is changing, and about the, how Disney's going to impact it,
Yeah.
Netflix, and people don't even watch like cable services.
Yeah.
is becoming obsolete, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only thing I want is to watch
Sports.
hockey.
Yeah, it's
football,
live sports.
football, which I can get Fox because I can get local. The only thing that might be hard is hockey, because then I think I'm gonna have to do some NHL kind of like sign up with NHL or something.
Hulu has live sports,
True. They have live local sports or just
just live sport. I don't know if it's local.
know.
I haven't,
Yeah.
but at some point, I mean, I won't have I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. I'm not trying to.
Also, you're not gonna have any time. Like Chris Duff told me the truth, and I didn't believe him that I wasn't gonna have any time to myself. I'm shocked that I'm doing this right now. I don't play Xbox really at all, almost anymore. I'm always doing something with my son. So when you just be ready,
That's life, man.
ready for that big hurdle when you finally have one, and you go like, all right, I got a podcast every Wednesday. At least you have a schedule. Mine is just like, who can I wrangle? Who can I wrangle up to come talk to me for an hour? But I know we're winding down, and I do appreciate you. But is there anything
Of
you want?
course,
Anyone
man.
ask me or anything? I don't know. That's so usually I know I'm doing you the break because you're the host normally your own show, so you got to do.
Hey man,
you got to
this
keep
is
the
beautiful.
conversation
this
going.
This is beautiful, man. Listen, most of the times I'm like having to keep the conversation. I mean, what's next for you, man? What's next for you? Where are you going to take this next?
Hopefully another camera. That way I don't have to have one
You gonna
camera.
you're going to get the multi-pan.
Just two. That way we could split screen it, and I don't have to worry about. And then you can sit wherever you want. Right now, it's a functioning room.
Okay,
It's functional to just have it over there. I don't know. I think it's been a little bit from when I did video. I need to get it to the part where I can put on like. Do you put it on Spotify? That's how I listened to you the other day.
Yeah.
It took me forever to find it on Spotify for me. It was so annoying because I searched it and it was like it gave me like 2 episodes and I had to like do it. I think I had to like actually put Other Side of Sports instead of always has 980.
Yeah.
like, this is
If you
annoying.
just put Other Side of Sports, it
Yeah,
generally comes
and then
up.
it came up.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Nah, so okay, yeah.
I'm trying to do that because I like the video aspect because then like people could see like your reaction when like, we talk about the Wizards.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Stuff like that. People could see it, and then I think it was also because I screwed up when I did my blog website, trying to put it to a podcast website. It just I got so frustrated with it. I was like, screw it, I'll just do it on YouTube.
YouTube. Nah, I mean it's the way to go. I mean, I think that's good. It works for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to learn from y'all, you and Gabe and company and everybody.
Yeah, man. I mean, people still doing it, man. We're still here.
How about Gabe? When he became a firefighter, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, man.
Yo, I know. And then I saw his post where he said like he had done it like 10 years, like he applied it 10 years ago and never made it, and then all of a sudden he made it.
Yeah, man. People making life changes, man. Trying to get in line, man. Get swept up in the upward trajectory to the top, man. To the top.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, you get like people blow up and then I can blow up. You know what I'm saying? So y'all blow up and then you're like, oh, you know what? Those guys inspired me. Then I can just be a recipient of your success.
Question, because I know you do some video, and I know one of your guys helps you. Like he not helps you, but he does it off camera. He's not. I don't think I've ever seen it. So like normally when you do it, when you're doing yours, it's just you on the phone, or do you all in one room?
So we do different. So when I first started the podcast, I never wanted to be location dependent.
Okay.
I always wanted to be able to like be flexible.
Yeah.
So we said, well, how can we do this? So we sometimes we're together and we do the podcast together, and other times we do it remotely. Yeah. But it just depends on people's schedules and who can get where. And so if it's one of those days, like, if I send out the itinerary and like 2 or 3 of the hosts are like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do tomorrow. I'll say, well, what can you do? And then we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Time is money.
Time is money. And then you find your flow. I mean, I think the times where we were not together, I always was so concerned, like people are gonna hear it and I'm like, they're not together. You know what I'm saying? So we've been able to like kind of cross that hurdle. So now you really can't tell if we're together or not, which is good.
Yeah.
But I would say we're not together more often than we are, but we still do a lot of things together.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I just like to get a little hints every now and then from the master.
And plus they're I wouldn't say they're not even camera shy, but they're just behind the scenes people. They don't really want.
That's me normally. That's me normally. Like that's why I like.
This brings you out. This forces you to kind of be out in the face and have to do stuff. Yeah. And like I mean, I don't mind being in that space. So they just be like, oh yeah, you do it. You
clearly
go.
don't mind with that patchy beard being on.
I know, man. I'm working on this, man. I'm putting the oils in there. I'm trying to get that thing.
Hey, it looks much better than a year and a half ago when I said.
I'm trying to get it in.
Hey, it's working, man. It's working. Everything's working for you. I think I have your social media in the post, the body.
Appreciate you, man.
And I'll put the iTunes link in it later. But anything you want to say for like next week? Anything you want to shout out for your podcast next week or anything?
Oh, nah. I mean, check out the podcast, Other Side of Sports. It's on all the major platforms, and check us out. And thank you to my man Dan. It's always a pleasure to be on your platform. It's always, just good to see my friends doing what they enjoy doing, they love doing it, and doing it well. So, I appreciate you.
I mean, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, well, we always appreciate each other. You got me going here. You got me this lovely image that's going out. We're all going out to right now.
I'm about to put mine up on my social media so they can see me, the Danny Glover.
Oh, Lord.
The Lethal Weapon picture.
I was
dying laughing off that, by the way. I see the Lethal Weapon.
Everybody, when I do that, somebody's like, yo, that's horrible. Like, it looks horrible. I was like, that's the point. It's not supposed to look good.
That's the point.
It's not supposed to look.
I get it. It's great.
When I did Elwood, I made him Will Smith. He goes, I hate Will Smith. Why would you do that to me? All right. Well, I appreciate you coming. I can't wait to check out your next week's podcast. Last week's was good. I can't wait to hear if your boy finally watches Endgame so you can talk to him about it.
Yeah. He was all like, no, don't talk to me about Endgame. So,
all right. Well, like always, this has been Knows Best. Don't text and drive, and we're out.